consequence. We're looking for some of those signal words for cause and effect, things like as a result, because, so, and then for sequence, first, next, then, last, finally. So anytime we see those signal words, we're going to be highlighting them. So go ahead and click your highlighting tool so we're ready. Alrighty, so paragraph 1. I read this to you yesterday. I would love for some of you to read it to me. Some of the paragraphs are a little long, so we're going to break them up. So paragraph 1 is going to start at the beginning and the blue line here. Who would like to read first? And Norva, go ahead.
Astronaut food has changed over the years. In the early days of space exploration, astronauts traveled in small,
Spacecraft.
Where there was little room for food.
Good job. Who wants to read next? Rodolfo, go ahead. We're here at Fresh Foods.
Fresh foods in early space. Hold on.
Yep, you're right. Travel.
Space travel were not practically. They spoiled, took up too much space.
And? You're right here, Rodolfo. And
I can't find it. Where was it?
That's okay. Right here.
Can we see? Because that's screen. Let me.
Oh, it's the very end of paragraph 1. And we're too heavy.
Okay.
Good job, Rodolfo. I know it's kind of hard with that split screen to be reading, isn't it?
Yeah, and looking where it's at. It's so hard to see.
It is. Boys and girls, if doing a split screen is kind of hard because it like breaks the screen in half, so it's hard to see it all. You don't have to do a split screen. You can just follow along with me on Zoom. And then when it's time to do like the typing, you can do the split screen then, or you can just click back and forth, or you can just listen to what I say and then type it on yours. Or what some of my kiddos do is they write in a notebook. I know that some of us like to do that. And so you'll listen to what I say and you'll see what I have on my screen. You'll write it down so that later you can take a picture of your notebook with the camera tool. And that works really well too. Lots of different choices. All right, so we're on paragraph 2. So in paragraph 1, it's telling us how the astronaut food has changed. There was little room for food, so it took up a lot of space. So they had to solve that problem of how do we fit food in a smaller space? So now we're starting here at paragraph 2. As a result, who would like to read? Sophia, go ahead.
As a result, astronauts in space ate freeze-dried foods. Freeze-dried foods don't spoil, they don't weigh much, and they don't take up much space.
Very good. All right, we are at add water. Who would like to read next? Genesee, go ahead. Right here, add water.
Add water and you have fresh
Peas?
peas. Make
Mashed?
smashed baked or
Potatoes?
potatoes,
Steak?
steak, or foods are freeze dried.
Just a second, Genesee. You skipped a line here, sweetheart. We're right here. Macaroni.
Macaroni and cheese. They are freeze dried. Ice cream.
Good job. There's even free dry ice cream. Great reading, Genesee. I know it's kind of hard to keep your place when we're reading on a computer, isn't it? I lose my place all the time. All right, good reading. So, I heard a signal word. Did you guys hear it? As a result. Cause and effect. As a result. So, because fresh foods took up too much space and were too heavy, as a result, astronauts ate freeze-dried foods. Because they don't weigh much. They don't take up much space. They were a much better option. So fresh foods took up too much space and were too heavy. So as a result of that cause and effect, they ate freeze-dried foods. It worked out better for them. Cause and effect. I'm going to switch my highlighter to green because I want to see the difference between cause and effect and sequence. Paragraph 3. Who would like to read? Let me see, someone who has not read yet. I'm going to have to pick on somebody. Who am I going to pick on today? Let's see. Chris, will you read for me, please? That foods are freeze-dried.
Foods are freeze-dried in a food plant first.
Vegetables?
Vegetables and fruits are
Washed?
washed and
Cut up.
cut up. Foods like meat and
Pasta?
are cooked.
Second. One more sentence, buddy. You're doing great.
Second, the food is frozen to
Negative 40
negative 40 degrees
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit.
Good job, Chris. There were some big words there. Nice reading. I heard some signal words. I'm going to highlight them in green. I heard the word first. I heard the word second. Those are signal words. I got to highlight them. They tell me a sequence. Let's see. Isabella, go ahead. Do you have a question or do you want to read?
Question.
Go for it.
My computer is about to die and I don't know where my charger is. I think it's downstairs or something.
How much percent is your computer at? It's
I don't know.
in the top right corner next to the battery. It'll tell you a number.
It says at 5%.
5%. Okay. Let's see if it'll make it through most of this lesson. I think it might make it. Fingers crossed. But if it dies on you, that's okay. Thank you for letting me know. All right. I'm at then workers. Let's see who's going to read for me next. How about Sharon? Your charge is 19. That'll be perfect for group, Sharon. Sharon, go ahead and start right here at then workers grind.
Then workers grind the food into smaller pieces or into a powder. Finally, the foods are dried to remove 98% of the water.
Very good. Excellent. I heard more signal words there. Did you guys hear them? I heard then and I heard finally. Luis, go ahead.
Today, astronauts traveled with freeze and oven so they don't depend on freeze-dried food still. Many people who go on backpacking the boat trips often use them.
Very good reading, Luis. Nice job. Wow, you guys did a great job reading. I love it. All right, make sure you have all of this highlighted because we are going to use this on pages 4 and 5. So I'm going to give you a minute to make sure you've got all of this highlighted with me. We ready? Ready to rock and roll? Let's look at page 4. We have a chart to fill out. Yay! Charts are my favorite. Here we go. Look at this chart. Cause and effect. Cause, I left the paint in the bathroom. Effect, Charlotte painted the wall. Cause and effect, they go together. Without the cause, you have no effect. We highlighted a cause and effect relationship in yellow already on page 3. Look at page 3 and see what we highlighted for cause and effect. And I'm going to reread it to you. Fresh foods and early space travel were not practical. They spoiled. They took up too much space and they were too heavy. As a result, astronauts in space ate freeze-dried foods. Cause and effect. Because fresh foods spoil, they're heavy, they take up too much space. As a result, they had freeze-dried food. They wouldn't have created freeze-dried food if fresh food wasn't too heavy and took up too much space. So our cause, why it happened. Why was this food created? Fresh food took up too much space and was too heavy. Took up too much space, comma, spoiled, comma, and was too heavy. Got to put it all in there. That's the cause. That's why it happened. Then you think, well, what happened because of that? Because fresh food would spoil and take up a lot of space, what happened? What did they decide to do to fix that problem? What did they create? So what happened because fresh food would spoil and take up too much space? What did they do to solve the problem? Sophia?
They created freeze-dried foods.
Absolutely. Yes, they created freeze-dried foods. They created freeze-dried foods for astronauts to eat in space. Those freeze-dried foods would be very helpful. Yes, Aiden, absolutely. They freeze-dried the food for sure. When you are done with this page and ready for page 5, will you type done in the chat, please? I don't want to move too quickly for you. All right, I'm going to type both of these in the chat just in case you're still typing them. So 3, 2, 1. First box is in the chat. Oops. Come on, computer. Why are you being so weird? Three, two, one. Second box is in the chat. Where did my mouse go? Here we go. All right. Oh man, why is it freezing? There we go. All right. So page 5 is our short response. If you are still writing on page 4, it is also in the chat for you. So in your own words, explain how freeze-dried foods are made. Use the signal words to correctly show the sequence of the steps. Words like first, then, and finally. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I am going to write first. What is happening? Here we go. Oh my goodness. It's working. You guys. I don't know why it's being this way right now. Hey. What is going on? Here, let me try to draft it and then go back into it. There we go. All right, maybe now it'll let me, guys. Here we go. Oops. There we go. Whew, that was weird. First, next, then last. So go ahead and type those 4 things with me and skip a line between each one. First, next, then last. When I go back in the text at first, it says first, vegetables and fruits are washed and cut up. First, the veggies and fruits are washed and cut up. Next, I'm going to look in my book here instead of clicking back. It says, next, the food is frozen. Oh, we almost forgot. Meats and pastas are cooked. Next, when it says second, the food is frozen to -40 degrees. You can find the negative button at the top of your keyboard, right by the plus sign. Then workers grind the food into smaller pieces or a powder. And last, the foods are dried to remove 98% of the water. The percent button, if you press shift and hold the 7, is how you'll get that